So I imagine you're all waiting for a very inspiring speech by me today, tonight, this morning. Well, I don't want to brag, but I just came back from Santa Monica, California, where I gave a pretty inspiring speech at the Google Plus auditorium. As you can see from these pictures, that's me, pretty inspired. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my colleague, Philip Wicht. Yeah, okay, I guess you guessed that that's not Google Plus or California. It was actually in Lausanne a couple of weeks ago. Not Los Angeles, Lausanne. In front of a bunch of art students, actors, and screenwriters from this school, La Manufacture. And to be honest, they weren't really happy about my conference. Actually, they were kind of disappointed, some almost disturbed. But I have to say that was kind of the point. But let me tell you how it started. So I really thought that I was going on some kind of like an anthropological adventure 2 years ago when I signed up for a 3-day seminar in Milan called The Millionaire Mind Intensive with a guy called T. Harv Eker. He's some kind of a financial evangelist and aggressive sales expert. So there's like 2,000 people, and I was all the way in the back. Oh, that's the guy, right there. I don't know why they have all these palm trees all the time, but I wish we could have some here, maybe. So I was the big snob in the back saying, I'm not taking this seriously, come on, But you had to see me like 2 hours after, man. I was like dancing around, I was giving high fives, I was like, you have a millionaire mind! I was that guy. So then okay. So I was pretty disturbed by the whole thing, and but I thought there was something interesting to draw from that experience, and that inspired my a project with a friend of mine, Philip Wicht. He's an actor, and so we started putting together some kind of a seminar inspired from this thing called "Stand Out: 5 Ways to Help Emerging Artists Get Noticed." So we basically disgustingly packaged 5 kind of easy tricks to get noticed in the art world as quick as possible. And note, no matter the quality of your work. That's important. That's important. And we also worked on our personalities and our acting skills to really show that we were somewhat moronic but highly successful artists, which I guess you guessed that's not exactly the case. So we started doing this. We started doing these conferences, and we got pretty much similar reactions. So you had the guys that were like totally buying it, and they were like just writing down every single thing. But basically, the rest of the people were just trying to decide if we were huge douchebags or like very fine humorists. And the funny thing is that it was particularly the successful artists, the most successful artists in the crowd that were most pissed off and disturbed. I think I kind of struck a sensible chord there. But it's true. It's not pretty to like demount someone's secret techniques and everything. I mean, you can easily cut the magic. So it's really better to just pretend that I kind of like walked up here by mistake and I'm just making up cool stuff to say because I'm just a cool guy, But instead of like admitting that I studied the TEDx speaker guide like point by point and I rehearsed it in front of my cat. He's actually very interested. Okay, so why bother taking apart this thing, So it was only after lengthy conversations that I had with these guys, with these people, And after following these seminars, that I kind of understood why the hell I was doing this. And that was that people were actually, there was some people that were pissed off, people were absolutely ecstatic, but they were really confronting each other and ourselves, and we had some absolutely incredible conversations. I had pretty much the most interesting conversations that I had ever around the topic of success, artistic success. So some of them were, disturbed, but they were all pretty much awake, and that's a hard task in the arts of the scene, let me tell you. So, so now the TEDx speaker's guide suggests me I have to back up my speech with some pseudo-scientific stuff. So here goes. I'll be really quick. So they discovered that in colonies of ants, there's always like a little group of there's a little group of rebel ants that try to like sabotage the colony, and so they made an experiment, scientific, and so they labeled every single ant, and then they extracted the ants that were causing the mess. And what happened, after a couple of days, mysteriously, another group of ants converted, well-behaving ants, converted into the rebel ones, and they filled the vacancy. So the question arises, is this disturbance somewhat necessary for the proper working of the colony, or is there a similar factor in human society? I don't know. But undisputably, there were always factors of disturbance throughout history, today more than ever. But today, we can observe another similar reaction, opposing reaction, something of an awakening force that's trying to balance out things for us. And that is the feel-good inspirational messages. I like them, but, it's good. The intentions are good. Very good, usually. But as Dr. Farrell proved to the world, too much of it can be too much, right? can be flooding, can be stifling. So my personal experience brought me to the conclusion that there's other ways to plant a seed of inspiration, maybe in a deeper corner of the mind, and that is through disturbance, through something disturbing, mildly disturbing. I'm not going to show you dead bodies or something. So one of the most interesting, creatively disturbing personalities that I came across was an Indian mystic, probably some of you know him, called Osho. He was a weird guy, kind of like a walking paradox. He was hated by the left, by the right, by the intelligentsia, the mainstream, pretty much everybody. But he still has millions of followers. He died. He claims he was poisoned by the CIA. Well, that guy. Probably might have been Snoop Dogg's dad, too. I'm not sure. Well, he was pretty much, conventional, not unconventional guru. He advocated meditation and awareness, love, creativity, the stuff. But what fascinated people the most was he had a weird obsession for luxury, for bling. This is a commercial for Rolls-Royce, because he had a collection of 93 Rolls-Royce and a plan to get up to 365 for every day of the year. But the funny thing is that if you ask any Osho expert, he's going to tell you that Osho has no interest whatsoever in these cars, and it's more interpreted as some kind of a messianic demonstration, kind of like a parable in the style of Jesus or something. So basically what he's saying is that either Osho is lampooning consumer society by mocking the theory of diminishing marginal utility in terms of happiness. Well, that was hard. Or the contrary, he's He sees nothing wrong whatsoever in consumer society, therefore completely indulges in it. But to me, this is kind of a tricky and mind-bending statement that kind of puts into crisis my prejudgmental, moralistic, good-bad parameters, and I just kind of like scratch my head, and I have to really like think about the thing from 2 points of view at the same time. So that's to say that I believe more in encrypted messages than banners for good causes. And to put all this in a doggy bag, because it's almost lunchtime here, there's sushis. I would like to say that if there are the little things in life that can make life itself more exciting, maybe, I think that the very powerful one is to embrace the possibility of being deranged, being disturbed, not just by others, but also by oneself, by one's own absurdities, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, I would just want to leave you with the last thing, with the knowledge of how actually more disturbing this whole event could be, because it's not really disturbing up to now, but just imagine. I don't know, that's some weird cult. I don't know nothing about it. Thank you guys.